I'm on my way to this place where I want to take some photographs today early morning, and I would like to talk about the struggles that I'm facing as a photographer in development with a full-time job. And the first topic is, how do you actually stay energized to do photography even if you work like a full-time job? Sometimes I get home and I don't have that energy to do something else. It feels that my brain just wants to relax. All depends on how much do you like photography, and if that's for you, not also like a chore or a job that you want to do, but it feels like something joyful, something that relaxes you, then the chances are higher that you will be doing it even after a long day of work. For me, what has been working, it's exercising. If I get home, then I just sit on the couch, then it's the worst thing to do. The best for me is to try to go to the gym or go for a walk, do something that exercises the body, that brings some new oxygen to the brain as well. And usually after I do that, I feel more motivated to engage in photography related tasks. And also, you really need to be intentional and make some space on your agenda, even if it's like 30 minutes or 1 hour. The amount of time is really relative and it depends on each one personal situation. But if you make that a daily habit, if you get in touch with photography on a daily basis, and if you practice on a daily basis as well, the power of all these small practices accumulated over the year will be huge. The second point is about anxiety. I have been feeling over the weeks like anxious to get my photos out and to also get more engagement and feedback. You go out, you take a very nice photo, you edit, you put it out there on your Instagram, or you share it on your YouTube or Facebook, so you just get like a few family and friends likes. It is a little bit frustrating from time to time, but that's the process. The idea here is to try to manage this anxiety and try to be mindful and aware that this higher level of engagement and feedback will only come if I keep practicing, if I keep posting, if I keep taking photos. Okay. So I think this one here, it's a nice place to talk about point 3, photo editing skills. I am still in the process of learning. Of course, there's a lot to learn. Sometimes I think I get good results. Sometimes I think I struggle a lot to edit certain types of photos. Maybe those photos where the exposure is not that great, the colors are not that great. So those are the ones that I struggle a little bit the most. I try to make it in a way that looks nice to my eyes, and potentially this will also look nice for your eyes. So I think this sometimes it's also a concern that I have, and something that I have been improving with courses and watching YouTube videos. The more I do and the more I practice, the better I will get, both in terms of the technical skills required to edit photos, but also in terms of having a good eye to understand what a good photo is and what a good photo is not. I will just keep going, editing my photos, figuring out which ones are good, which ones are not. This is one of the reasons I want to get more feedbacks, to try to understand what it's a good photo and what it's not, and trying to figure out what is my style of photo editing, trying to figure out what is my sweet spot when it comes to exposure, colors, and all that stuff. Another thing that I'm planning to do is maybe to get one-on-one session with one of my inspirational photographers. They offer usually one-on-one session that you can use for anything you want. So maybe I'm planning to book one of those sessions to go through my portfolio and also talk about photo editing in general and how can I improve their view in terms of the editing skills. Now the sun is rising here and it's time to take some nice photos. So here's a composition that I really like. So I'm just exposing this tree here where the sunlights are now hitting the branches, and with this foliage here it looks like this. So now I'll just take the shot. Here it is. So I want to try this shot here because of the reflections on the water. I will just experiment with a polarizing filter and see how it looks like. So let me just take one exposure without it, and this is kind of like how it looks like. And I will just put on the polarizing filter here, and let's just see how this will look like now. So yeah, the shutter speed went down you know, it's a little bit underexposed, so just increase or decrease the exposure compensation here just a little bit, and I'll take the exposure. So let's see how this experiment will look like. So let's talk about point number 4 right now. It kind of doesn't make much sense to talk about it in this context here because this place, it's really amazing. But when I'm not here, and that's the majority of the time, I kind of struggle a little bit to find the surroundings of the location where I live interesting to photograph. I live in an urban area. There are a few green places here and there, but overall it's mostly concrete building. That's not really what I'm into, although sometimes I take the camera and photograph those subjects as well, but overall I like more nature and outdoors photography. And I've watched some videos with nice tips, which is to try to find the micro landscapes within the bigger landscapes. You go to a local park nearby your house and then you try to figure out within the green spaces over there what could look like a landscape. Keep that mindset of foreground, midground and background, and try to figure out compositions that include those elements. And also something else that I do is to take some macro photography. So I try to go at night to a small park nearby my home and try to take some night photos of flowers or animals. During daylight, for instance, try to get like bees or butterflies. This is what I try to do when I feel that my surroundings are a little bit boring, and I try to explore a little bit more these nuances. And point number 5 is difficulties of creating YouTube videos. I think that what I am creating, it's not really good, or it does not have that quality that I expect or that I believe that people want to see. That kind of paralyzes me, and I kind of struggle to keep or to create consistency. What I will try to do now is lower the expectations a little bit and just try to create more natural videos, try to figure out topics that are not really necessarily technical topics or that doesn't involve too much production. Try to create those videos more frequently to get more engagement and to get more feedback. Feedback for me, it's like really important. It's something that I really want to get because I think it's the only way for you to improve and to get to know your gaps, where you are good and where you need to improve. And I'm really looking forward to get more of it, to try to understand in which direction I should go. Let's talk already about point number 6 as well. Having a high quality bar for the work you do. I think everyone, of course, wants to have a higher quality standard, but at some point this search for the perfect kind of blocks you or prevents you to put more work out there and to get more feedback as well. I'll try to keep this mindset of like not trying to be as perfect as possible, trying to get good enough to share. In this process I will have more work publicized, and over time the quality will raise. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If some of those points also resonate with you, please leave a comment down below and share your experiences as well. Thank you very much for watching this video so far. If you liked it, please subscribe. You can also hit the like button to help me to reach more people. Bye!